Administration filing a lawsuit against North Carolina's election board. The Justice Department accuses the State Board of Elections of failing to ensure voter registration records of some applicants contained identifying numbers. The department claims the state is not compliant with the 2003 Help America Vote Act after board officials provided a statewide voter registration form that didn't make clear an applicant must provide either a driver's license number or the last four digits of a social security number. The lawsuit comes at a time when the State Board of Elections has been the center of legal battles.
Now, one of those battles involved a statewide election challenge that used a lot of the same arguments used by the Justice Department. Last November, the Republican candidate for a seat on the Supreme Court challenged the results after multiple recounts determined he lost to the Democratic candidate by a few hundred votes. State election officials said Judge Jefferson Griffin lost to Justice Allison Riggs last year by just 734 votes out of the more than 5.5 million cast. Griffin challenged more than 65,000 ballots, citing alleged voter registration errors and a lack of photo IDs from military and overseas ballots. Now, many of the alleged errors were similar to what's being named in the Justice Department's lawsuit, including missing identification numbers. Griffin ultimately conceded the race earlier this month after a federal judge ruled in favor of Riggs 6 months after Election Day. And while it's still unknown right now how many voters will be affected by the new federal case, the Justice Department wants the judge to give North Carolina 30 days to develop a plan to fix the voter records. Now, in a statement, the Justice Department said in part, quote, accurate voter registration rolls are critical to ensure that elections in North Carolina are conducted fairly, accurately, and without fraud. The Department of Justice will not hesitate to file suit against jurisdictions that maintain inaccurate voter registration rolls in violation of federal voting laws. Now, the executive director of the State Board of Elections, Sam Hayes, released a statement as well saying, quote, we are still reviewing the complaint, but the failure to collect the information required by Help America Vote Act has been well documented. Rest assured that I am committed to bringing North Carolina into compliance with federal laws. Now, Hayes has only been executive director for a couple weeks at this point after new State Board of Elections was sworn in earlier this month. The new members were appointed by Republican State Auditor Dave Bolick, shifting power in the board. That board's now made up of 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats. This move comes after the State Court of Appeals allowed a new law passed by a Republican supermajority in the General Assembly last year. It stops the election board appointment powers, takes those away from the governor, instead handing those to the state auditor. Now, Democratic Governor Josh Stein is currently fighting this new law, calling it unconstitutional. The state Supreme Court says the new appointments can continue so long as the law is being challenged. Well, as long as the law is being challenged, but right now there's no timeline for when the court will be ruling on this case.